Ahoy, pirate captains! Race to claim the pirate throne, battle against other captains, and keep your crews on board in Lying Pirates.
And today we'll be teaching you how to play Lying Pirates, the Race for the Pirate Throne with the Cities of Green expansion. Game designed by Misha Ahmadi, Michaela Horde and Lucas Wagner, and published by Nordic Pirate Games.
Aye aye! And hello everyone, it's Stella!
And Tarrant, welcome to Meeple University.
And hey, if you enjoyed this video after watching, you really help us by like, subscribe, and let us know what you think in the comments. That seriously will help us to bring more videos. Alright, now let's get to the classroom.
In Lying Pirates, players are pirate captains fighting against each other in a race around the islands to claim the pirate throne. Round by round, players will engage in betting under the classic rules of Liar's Dice to determine who does and doesn't get to move. They'll battle to determine who resolves the tile they land on, and will purchase and play action cards to try to get an edge. It's a race against your opponents, and the first to circumnavigate the islands will win the game. To set up, each player takes a captain coaster and the matching coloured pieces, which are a battle die and 2 ships. Choose whether you'd prefer to play with the wooden or plastic ship and return the other to the box. Give each player a bamboo cup. Make a supply of coins, from which each player takes 2, and place all of the small black crew dice into the bag before giving 5 to each player. Next, set up the map. First, decide whether you're going to play with the base or extended map. Then you'll seed all of the black area with the location tiles. In your first game, you can use the setup on page 18 of the rulebook, while in all other cases, players will build the map collaboratively. Shuffle the tiles face down and deal them all out to the players. You won't necessarily all get the same number of tiles. Whoever is dealt the start-end tile becomes the starting captain, taking this marker with its starting arrows clockwise. The start player then places the start-end tile somewhere around the map. Players now take turns clockwise to choose any one of the tiles they were dealt and place it anywhere on the map of their choice. Continue doing this until the entire map is full, and return all leftovers to the box. Place all ships on the start-end tile. Nearby, place the action board and place the special and action dice, these are the unique ones which are larger than the standard crew dice, into their matching spaces. Shuffle up a single deck of the gold and silver action cards, and deal each player a starting hand of 6 if you're playing with the base-sized map, or 7 with the extended map. As the final step of setup, you may resolve the card draft, and this is an opportunity to optimize the 6 cards in your hand. If it's your first game, you can skip this and just play with the 6 cards you were dealt. If you do play the draft, look through the 6 cards you were dealt and choose any 3 that you wish to hand to the opponent on your left. You'll then receive 3 cards from the opponent on your right. From your new complete hand of 6, give 2 cards to the player on your left, receiving 2 from the player on your right, and then hand 1 more card on before the 6 cards you now receive will be your starting hand. You're now ready to play. Lying Pirates is played in rounds, and each round is played in 3 phases. First the betting phase, then the sale phase, and then the action phase. In the betting phase, players will compete in a round of Liar's Dice, rolling their crew dice under their cups, and then using the information they know from their own cups only to make increasing and educated bets about all dice in play. Every round of betting will finish with a single winner, with all other players split into losers and survivors. In the sale phase, the winner will gain rewards. The winner and all survivors will sail around the board and will then battle to determine which single player gets to resolve the tile they landed on. Third is the action phase, where players have the opportunity to play action cards from their hands, and where straggling players have the opportunity to make sacrifices to catch up. You'll then go back to the next betting phase. You'll continue playing rounds in this way until one or more players reaches the start-end tile in the sale phase. The first to reach the tile will win, or if tied, whichever tied player wins the final battle becomes victorious. So now let's look at each phase in detail, starting with the betting phase. To begin, all players take all of their crew dice into their cups, shake them and roll them, hiding them from the other players. You may look at the dice under your own cup, but never under the other players. Now, beginning with the player who has the starting captain coin and going in the current direction of play shown on the token, each player must make a bet relating to the dice they think are present under all players' cups collectively. Betting will all occur with the cups in place, but to explain what you're betting on, I'm going to remove the cups. Each die will have a value between 1 and 6, and in the betting phase, 1s are wild. As you can see here, a total of 5 of the wild 1s have been rolled. 4 natural 2s have been rolled, so including the wilds, what's shown here is 9 2s. There are 4 natural 3s, so what's been rolled is 9 3s. Following this through, we have 6 4s, 7 5s, and 9 6s. During the betting phase, players will be making bets in this same format. You'll choose a die face, which must be between 2 and 6, and a quantity of dice. Your aim is to make a bid in any single die face, which is as close to the correct quantity as possible without going over. So here, bidding 8 2s would be pretty close, bidding 9 2s would be exact, bidding 10 2s would be too much. Bidding too much is not necessarily a problem, it's only a problem if you get caught. So let's put the cups back and show a round of bidding. The starting captain bids any die face, and that is between 2 and 6, you can't bid on 1s, and then bets a starting quantity which is no higher than the number of players. So let's suppose I bid 4 3s. If the next player wishes to keep betting, the player must raise the bet. That means betting a higher quantity of any face value or the same quantity of a higher face value than the previous bet. So this bet was 4 3s. A raised bet could be 5 3s, 5 2s, 7 2s, 8 2s, or any other valid combination with a quantity of 5 or higher. The bet of 4 3s could also be raised with a bet of 4 4s, 4 5s, or 4 6s, but not 4 2s. Play then continues around the table with players raising the bet according to the same rules. Eventually, the bet will get so high that players will not want to raise it any further. And there are 2 ways that you can use your turn to end the round of betting. The first way is to declare that the previous player's bet was a lie. Let's suppose that the blue player bid 8 2s and the green player accused them of lying. Remove the cups and add up the 2s. As we recall from before, there were 9 2s. If the quantity of the bet is equal or lower to the quantity of the dice, then the accuser has failed. The accuser is the loser for this betting phase, the accused is the winner, and all other players are survivors. The other outcome is if the bet was higher than the quantity of the dice. Here the bet was 8 2s and the roll was 6 2s. In this case, the accuser becomes the winner of this betting phase, the accused becomes the loser, and again all other players are survivors. The other way to end the betting phase is to lock an exact bet. When doing this, you can either declare that the previous player's bet is exactly correct, or you can raise the bet as normal and then immediately declare it exact. Doing this comes with higher risk and higher reward. Let's suppose here that blue bets 9 twos and green locks it as exact. Reveal the dice and count. Here there are exactly 9 twos, so the bet is correct. The player who locks becomes the winner, and all other players are losers. In such a case, the winner gains a new crew die from the bag. This is an extra reward on top of the normal rewards that the winner takes in the sale phase. However, if you lock an exact bet and are wrong, whether you're wrong high or wrong low, then whoever locked that bet is the loser, the previous player is the winner, and all others are survivors. As an extra penalty for losing in this way, not only are you the loser this round, but you also don't get to participate in the next round's betting phase. Any player who does not participate in a betting phase is automatically considered a loser. And that's in addition to whoever would have been the loser based on that subsequent round's betting outcome. Whatever happens in the betting phase, you will always end with exactly one winner, as well as some number of losers and survivors. And if, through exclusions, there's only one player in the betting phase, that player is automatically its winner. After betting, you'll move to the sale phase. First, the winner of the betting phase claims their standard rewards. That player will take the starting captain token for the next round, and be sure to leave it on its same side, showing the direction of play, gains 1 coin from the supply, and then gets to roll the sale die. This die will show either the number 1 or 2. Next, the winner and all of the survivors move the number of spaces around the board shown on the die. Losers do not move. Then all the players who just moved will roll their battle dice to determine which of those players resolves the tile they landed on. This is true whether the players are in the same or different spaces. In this scenario here, red, yellow, and green have moved, and those 3 battle to determine which one resolves the tile they're on. Some tiles have positive effects and others have negative effects, so you won't necessarily want to win this battle. To resolve battle, simply roll the battle dice. There are 3 possible symbols. Double sword is the strongest, single sword is in the middle, and skull is the weakest. Highest single roll wins, so in this case red would win the battle. If there's a tie for the highest roll, then anyone with a lower roll is eliminated, and continue rolling the tied dice until the tie is broken. Continue in this way until you have a single winner. The winner of the battle now resolves their tile. I won't explain every individual tile, but they are all explained in the game's tile legend. But there are a few consistent things to know. First, tiles can be in safe waters, uncharted waters, or treacherous waters, getting more dangerous as you go along. Safe waters will yield positive effects. Uncharted waters will tend to be either positive or negative depending on a die roll. And treacherous waters are almost always bad. For a tile with the P, one of 2 outcomes will be chosen based on a roll of the pirate die. This has 2 X's and 4 O's. While T is the treasure die, which has 3 X's and 3 coins. Finally, at any time during the sale phase, each player is allowed to play at most 1 gold-coloured action card from their hand, discarding it and resolving its effect. Silver cards cannot be played during this phase. Next, you'll move on to the action phase, and this is all about cards. Here, each player may play both gold and silver action cards, up to a maximum of 1 of each type per round. That means if you played a gold card in the sale phase, you can't play another in the action phase. There is no turn order for taking these actions. Players may simply play at any time. If a player ever plays their last action card, then they get to draw another one from the deck for free. While at any time during either of these phases, you can also pay 2 coins to draw a new card. The last step of the action phase is by steps, and this is a catch-up opportunity for last place. If there's a single player in last place, that player may sacrifice 1 crew die, that is, return a crew die from their cup to the bag, to advance 1 space, and may do this any number of times on the same turn. Once there are multiple players tied for last, those players may, if they agree, both sacrifice a crew die to advance 1 space, again doing this any number of times, but they must agree. If one player decides not to spend the die, the other player is also not allowed. Multiple such steps, both unshared and shared, can be chained together in the same round. Those are the basic rules of play, but there are several other special effects and abilities you need to know about, triggered by the cards, tiles, and coins. We already saw that you can spend 2 coins to draw a new card. You may also pay 1 coin to re-roll any single die that you rolled during the sale and action phase, to a maximum of once per round. This could be the pirate or treasure dice if you rolled them to resolve a tile, or your battle die if you didn't like the outcome of a battle. It can also include the sale die, but only if you were the winner of the betting phase, because it's the winner who rolls this die. You can't do this during the betting phase, meaning you can't change the dice that you roll under your cup. Actions may let you gain crew, in which case take a crew die from the bag and add it to your cup for future betting phases. You may sacrifice crew, in which case return 1 to the bag. You may also steal crew or have them stolen from you. There are also 4 special crew dice which you can gain through certain effects. For example, I could take the mermaid die by resolving the mermaid tile, taking it either from the board or from whichever player currently has it. These go into your cup, remain there from round to round, and are rolled and resolved like any other die. The mermaid die has 2 1s, 2 6s, and 2 blanks. The pirate king has 3 1s and 3 6s. The transparent ghost die has 3 1s and 3 blanks. And then finally there is the cursed die. The cursed die has a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5 with 2 blanks, and it nullifies your own dice of the same number from your own bets only. So if these were the dice in the betting phase, there have been 13 2s rolled, 5 of which come from the player with a cursed roll of 2. That means the cursed player can only bet up to 8 2s before they would go over. If green were called a liar on a bid of 9 2s, green would lose. But all other players still see and can still bet on the full set of 13 2s. At any stage during the sale or action phase, you may sacrifice 2 crew to pass the curse to somebody else. Throughout all effects, you can hold a maximum of 10 crew dice, whether special or normal. And if you gain a special crew die above 10, discard normal crew dice down to 10. You must always have at least 1 normal crew die, so if I were to lose crew now, I would have to lose the mermaids. You cannot discard the cursed die in place of a normal die. Otherwise, there are many interactive action cards in the game which either directly attack another captain, stealing or forcing them to lose resources, or may initiate a battle or duel, which is a 2-player battle. In such cases, you'll roll and resolve the battle dice the same way you would during the sale phase. If a multiplayer battle is looking for a loser, then you reverse the normal tie breaking. So here the untied winner would be safe, and the tied losers would continue until the tie is broken. The end of the game is triggered when a player completes a lap of the board and reaches the start-end space. For the end of the game to occur, this must happen during the sail phase. So if you get there during an action phase, you would need to wait until the next sail phase before the end of the game occurs. While you're on this tile, you're immune to any negative effects from cards played by players. And do note, this rule applies when you're still on the tile at the start of the game, as well as when you get there at the end. If you finish the next sail phase and no other player joins you, then you are the winner. If more than one player reaches the end, then you'll move to the final battle. The final battle is actually a series of consecutive battles fought until only one player has crew. First, trade out any special crew dice for 2 regular crew dice, even above your maximum of 10. This includes the curse die. Now resolve battles one after the other, looking to find losers. The only difference between this battle and a standard one is that there can be multiple tied losers if they all roll skulls. Losers lose 1 crew die before moving to the next battle. Do note, in this case, you've got a tie that's not skulls, so you would re-roll to resolve that tie. Throughout all of these battles, you're trying to be the last one who has any crew dice remaining. Once per sub-battle, you may spend a coin to re-roll your die. You can also play 1 action card per sub-battle, as long as it contains the text may be used in the final battle. The last player with any crew remaining is the winner. If all players would lose their final crew on the same roll, ignore that roll and re-roll until you have a winner. There are 2 variations on play which you can introduce into the base game of Lying Pirates. These are the variant cards and the player powers. Player powers are shown on the backs of your captain coasters, and they give you special setup or ongoing abilities which apply only to you. With variant cards, draw any one of the variant cards and play it face up, and this will give you a change of rule which applies to all players throughout the game. Cities of Greed is the new expansion for Lying Pirates, and this introduces some new map tiles as well as the official variant card, allowing you to draw 2 action cards and keep 1 rather than drawing blindly when you purchase cards from the deck. But the major new feature is the 7 towns and your ability to visit them, influence them, and become the mayor. During setup, each player will take their set of 7 different town cards, and you'll shuffle the influence cards, with each player drawing 3 and keeping 2. Each of these cards will show 3 of the different towns on it. Then, after you've finished map setup, players will take turns to place these town cards into the map, starting with whoever last set foot in a boat, not the player who has the starting captain token. On your turn during this phase, choose any one of the town cards, including one that's previously been placed, and slot it underneath the tile of your choice. Continue doing this in turns clockwise around the table until all tiles except the start-end tile have a town card. Leftover town cards are returned to the box. Now each player, starting from whoever first placed one of these town cards and going clockwise, will choose one of the 7 towns. You may notice that the 7 different town cards are also seen as the bannered locations on the map in the centre of the board. When you choose your designated town, you both take the shield matching that town and place whichever one of the plastic and wooden ship you're not using for movement onto that location on the map. This gives all players clear visibility of who controls which town. Players interact with towns during the action phase, and do so by playing an influence card showing the name of the town before discarding it. You may buy a new influence card at a cost of 1 coin, and if you're using the appropriate variant card, would draw 2 and keep the one of your choice. When you play an influence card, choose one of the towns on the card. Then choose either attack or bonus. If you choose attack, all players currently in that town must lose 1 cargo. That is 1 coin, 1 card, or 1 crew. So if any player played this for an abandoned lighthouse attack right now, yellow would have to discard 1 cargo. If you play for bonus, then all players on matching spaces gain 1 coin. Here, if green were playing this card for Eastport, both green and red would gain 1 coin. However, additional bonus comes if you play a card for its bonus on your own town when you're present there. Here, red's town is Eastport and red is in Eastport, so playing this for its Eastport bonus will give green 1 coin as usual, but red gains 2 coins and gains the special crew mare die either from the central board or from whoever has it. This counts as a special crew die. It has 2 ones, a coin, which grants you a coin once you reveal it at the end of the betting phase, and a bomb, which lets you attack another player, again forcing them to drop 1 cargo when this die is revealed at the end of betting. And that's how to play Lying Pirates: The Race for the Pirate Throne and its Cities of Green expansion. We are using a prototype copy for the expansion, so the rules and components may not be final. And do check out the project page for the game. We'll put a link to that in the description below.
Thanks so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, let us know what you think, and share this video if you enjoyed. And hopefully you have a wonderful day. See you next time.